Hey folks, John Canode here today from Orland Beach, Florida. Today we're going to diagnose the power steering issues that I'm having with the 87 iRock. As you know, it's an LS conversion and the motor's out of a truck. So it has a truck power steering pump. It's a real heavy, it's a heavy duty. This motor came out of a heavy duty truck. And I bought a power steering gauge kit to help me diagnose the problem. So the pump came with the engine, and the engine's from a junkyard. The power steering gear is brand new, and it's a rebuild. So I want to make sure before I start replacing parts, expensive parts, that I know what is wrong. So this video is going to demonstrate how to test your power steering pump and your steering gear to learn which one is the problem. So the first thing we're going to do is pump out the fluid, and we have removed the return line from the reservoir. Used a clean, clear hose and a clean bucket to pump the fluid in because I want to try and reuse it. All right, we have to disconnect. This is the outlet coming from the pump. Goes through the hose and it goes into the steering gear. So we're going to disconnect this line and put this gauge assembly in series and hook the outlet part of the gauge assembly to the power steering gearbox. Well folks, we're on our way to Ace Hardware because of course the power steering system in the iRock is not your standard power steering system. It's heavy duty truck because the engine that engine was in a truck that had hydro boost. So the fittings are all larger and the kit doesn't have everything I need. So I've been able to rig up most of it, but I've got to go to the hardware store to get one fitting. So that's what we're doing right now. All right. How you doing? Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
So I need an adapter that will go on this end. This goes to the hose, this side goes to the hose, this side goes to the gauge. All right, after a little bit of searching, I found what we needed. We got these two items. They're all adapters. So this female adapter goes onto this adapter, which goes to the hose. This goes to the gauge, and to the adapt it to the gauge. I had to buy these two fittings. Yeah, I know. It's a bunch of crap. All right, folks. So we've got it all rigged up. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 adapters on this thing to make it work. But anyway, we got to start up the engine, bleed and cycle through the steering, make sure all the air is circulated out of the power steering plumbing, and then we close this valve and it gives us our head pressure. We can't close it no more than 5 seconds, and we got to open it back up because we can damage the pump. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So showing 1,600 pounds. Okay. All right. So I found a problem. You steer it left. The gauge only goes up to about. Problem turning left. All right, folks. So I ran the test a few times. The head pressure coming off of the power steering pump is 1,600. That's a lot and is good. When you turn, okay, then you back off the valve, okay? Open the valve up. Open the valve up. And then you turn the steering wheel all the way to the left and then back to the right. When I turn it to the right and go to the stop, she goes up to 1,600 pounds. When I turn it to the left, it doesn't want to go, the steering does not want to go all the way to the left, and there is some resistance and I have to force it. Once I force it all the way to the left, it'll go up to 1,600, but there's a problem with the steering box. So this brand new steering box has got some issues. I'm gonna look into rebuilding it instead of sending it back, because these things are a bitch. They're heavy and that thing was a lot of money, so maybe I can rebuild it. I'll look into YouTube videos to rebuild it.